Would 19-year-old Bliss and Zack have dated? What do you say?
I think we would have dated.
I think we would not have. 6 months of Galileo, girl.
We're like sort of sleep training. I don't know.
I guess technically you could
Like
call it sleep training, but we're not letting her cry it out.
I'm sleeping on the floor of her nursery.
Sometimes I secretly record you. That sounded creepy. Sometimes I like
The sleep deprivation was pretty rough.
So,
6 months of Galileo.
welcome to Blind Love with
Zack and Bliss.
It's us.
I think
Zack and Bliss.
I think this is the first time we've actually said the title.
No, I've said it a couple times when I've done intros when we've had guests.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
6 months of Galileo, girl.
6 months, I know.
You've been a dad for 6 months.
It's been amazing. Best 6 months of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Same.
She's so amazing.
She's the best ever.
I know.
She's so cute, chunky.
Our little golden girl.
Our golden girl.
Our golden goblet.
Gorgeous, golden, glorious Galileo.
Glorious, golden, gorgeous Galileo.
Okay, sure. Goitowski.
Yes.
I just said our last name weird. Goitowski. What's my last name? Pretizati Goitowski. It's funny. It's quite the mouthful. My mom went from Brown to Pretizati. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It was quite the leap.
The transition.
Yeah. What was your mom's maiden name?
Vinoy.
Lanoy. It's still unique, but it's short. I can't wait to teach Galileo how to spell Pretizati because she's a Pretizati just as much as she is a Goitowski.
She's also brown.
She is into Vinoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the tradition should change and this baby should get the mom's last names.
Oh yeah, matriarchal.
Yeah, I just think the mom makes the baby, you know?
Yeah.
I guess the dad has to be involved in some way. That's probably why they get the last name. It's like, well, I'm always going to be loved the most because I'm the mom. Just kidding.
No, it's true.
No, she adores you. When we were putting her to bed tonight, she really wanted you to hold her. Remember? She would not finish nursing. She was like, I want daddy to give me a hug. She loves you. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Sometimes I secretly record you. That sounded creepy. Sometimes I like sometimes I know everything you do. Just kidding. When you're in the nursery and you're singing to her, I record you sometimes or take a picture, like a screenshot. It's so cute. You're singing, really calms her. She's your number one fan, besides me, of course.
She's definitely my number one
Actually,
fan.
I think your grandma might be your number one fan.
Singing.
I think your grandma Karen is your number one fan, actually.
No, even Galileo likes my singing more.
Then who?
Than anyone. I agree.
You think she's your number one? It's close.
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
tie between me and her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your singing. It brings you happiness. Sometimes it's very loud, but that's just who you are. And I love you exactly how you are.
Yeah. We had a big thing that we have started doing, and we've talked about it, and that is we have moved her into the crib.
The crib.
We're like sort of sleep training. I don't know if that's what you call this.
No, we're not sleep training.
It's we're transitioning her
We've
into a crib.
We've transitioned her into a crib, but sleep training implies that we're training her.
Yeah, we're just doing it in a different way.
I guess technically you could call it sleep
the
training, but we're not letting her cry it out.
Right, we're not doing cry it out, but we're still transitioning her. We're doing kind of like a baby steps model, right? I'm sleeping on the floor of her nursery.
It's funny though, because I'll hear her crying on the monitor and
At like 5 a.m. You hear her at 5 a.m., but you're sleeping. You're sleeping.
And I'm like, wow.
You're sleeping.
Her crying just soothes him to sleep. Okay. And then you wake up, you're like, where's Galileo?
You're sleeping when she's crying too, and I'm keeping her.
I know. We have like perfectly timed brains. So once your brain kind of turns off for her crying, mine turns on. So she's covered. And it's honestly so cute and sweet that you sleep on her floor. Like, I didn't even know you were ever going to even do that. We didn't even talk about it.
What are you talking about? I slept on her floor when we were doing like the every 2-hour feeding sessions.
Oh, no, I'm
And we
talking about
were-
when she was in her crib,
Yeah.
sweetheart. No, that
So when we
come a long way from those nights.
but you know, it was, what was it you called it?
Serendipity. No. Solidarity.
What? Solidarity is the correct word. Yes.
Hey, you couldn't even think of it. I got us
Serendipity
close.
is how we met. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I know. Well,
Solidarity.
I have mom brain.
That's
Okay?
okay.
It's actually a real thing.
Good, pretty good.
Like before, and my friends would be, I'd be like, oh, haha, yeah, no, but like, yeah, lose my train of thought a lot. It's funny.
So sleep deprivation, right? So the first 2 months.
What was the word I already forgot? Oh, solidarity.
Solidarity. First 2 months, the sleep deprivation was pretty rough. And then she kind of started to settle down.
3 months, she was sleeping like a champ.
And then
Like 8:30 p.m. to like 6, and then she would wake up just to eat and then go back to bed till like 9:30.
And then 4.5 months, things took a twist. That's when the sleep regression came.
And I feel like it's better than it was when she was a newborn because we don't have to wake her up every 3 hours to feed her.
Yeah,
But-
she's a lot bigger and hardier.
She's very hardy, 81 percentile, chunker.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got her up.
That's what happens with babies.
Baby, she's a big barber.
That's how we got to where we are. We were babies that got bigger.
Really? I came out this way.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Your mom was shorter than you. Were you like wrapped up like intestines? Like you were like folded up.
It is pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
Something can come out of your body that will be larger than you.
It's crazy. How much larger were you than her?
a lot.
Like inches.
I think my mom was like 5'4", 5'5".
Oh, so you were like
She's probably 5'5".
5'5" and you're 6 foot. So how many inches is that? 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What do you think she would think of Galileo?
Oh, she would be so in love with her.
Mm.
Yeah.
She says hi to Grandma Terry every day. I have a really cute video of her talking to your mom's picture.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so we don't really sleep with her in the bed. Co-sleeping is something that we have, for the most part, avoided during the nights.
Yeah. Well, since when we were in LA, we forgot her pack and play. We had so much going on that we didn't get a pack and play.
Yeah.
And kind of had to just sleep with her.
We had a system though.
Yeah, there's all these different things and you can do to like protect them while you're sleeping with them.
What were those things?
No loose blankets and no pillows by her. And then you put your arm like this. So basically she sleeps right here.
Yeah.
And like at breast level is where
And
you're supposed to
Daddy
have them.
sleeps as far as possible away on the edge of the bed.
It's funny because even when I would put her in the middle of us, she always ends up to me. Like even when it's me and Galileo in the bed, just me and her, I'm on the edge. Sleeping on this much space. And like I didn't expect that to happen until she was way older, like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But it's happening immediately.
We kind of felt like it was wearing on your sleep, right?
Well, she started to nurse more because if there's dessert right next to you, in bed with you, right there,
You are dessert.
you probably would just take a little bite, right? Like that's basically what it is. Yeah, she started nursing more and then she started getting hungry at night, so actually needing to nurse more.
So then we decided that it was time for her to become a crib baby.
A crib baby.
A crib baby.
We made a bed baby. Yeah, we did talk about her being a bed baby.
Yeah. Most of the times when she's co-slept, I have been there to supervise, you know?
When she was really young,
Yeah.
you would watch us nap together. I feel like I needed to connect with her besides just breastfeeding her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's all I did. This morning, I brought her in bed with me around 6 a.m. and she was going like this. Like literally.
Okay.
And it kind of hurt. And her little nail scratched me.
Yeah.
And it was funny because she was awake. And she was like, wake up, Mom. But she wasn't like crying for me to wake up. She was just like, and she was on her tummy. She rolled on her tummy.
really
She's
likes
been
rolling
rolling
on
on
her
her tummy. And then was like,
Okay, Bliss, stop.
I'm sorry.
It got excessive.
It hurts.
No, it didn't hurt, but it's
Okay,
just
it's
like,
annoying.
yeah,
Okay.
for like 2 minutes straight.
Oh, I think we could time it. It wasn't 2 minutes, but it felt like 2 minutes straight.
No, I think if we go back, it's 2 minutes. There's a bit of a rest. It was 2 minutes.
Anyway, she was doing that to me and it was really cute. but also hurt. And I was like, and then I pretended like I was playing peekaboo. I was like, I wasn't asleep. Peekaboo. Like, I was like, I wasn't asleep, Galileo. It's like, I have this thing where I don't want to sleep in. I want her to be awake before her.
Yeah.
Or like, as she wakes up, I want to be up. I don't want her to just be waiting for me to like wake up, you know? So I was like, I was just playing peekaboo.
It's a special thing for her to wake up to mommy.
Yeah. So my goal is to start going to bed earlier. I'm such a night owl. It's hard sometimes to go to bed early. Like I'm all exhausted all day long, and then I'm like wound up at night.
I know.
Our pod dates were always the best. Our night dates were always vibrant.
I was always hoping. I was like, come on, Bliss.
Wait, what?
Let's do a night date.
When?
Because we were optional, right? We didn't have to do night dates.
That's true. We didn't.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, let's do a night date.
What did I say? Was I sometimes saying no?
Late.
Was I like resistant?
Do you remember?
I know. Yeah, they were late. Would I deny you sometimes or be like, I don't know?
There was one night where you like really needed some sleep.
Well, I had COVID right before, and I don't think I really recovered fully. Like I wasn't contagious and I wasn't testing positive, but I like was so tired. I think I had long COVID all throughout filming. I was just so tired. Have I ever recovered? Because life just got so busy, but nothing is like that third trimester exhaustion though. I like didn't realize how tired I was until like, after I gave birth, after the first couple of months, and I was looking back and I was like, I was exhausted during the last month and my snoring was horrible. Scary.
Yeah, your snoring was bad. That was tough. That was tough.
Yeah, you didn't even sleep with me in the bed.
Baby, I couldn't sleep with it. It was some of the loudest snoring I've ever heard in my life.
Wild. It's wild how pregnancy does all these crazy things, you know?
Yeah. So we have some big things coming up.
Galia's first Halloween.
First trick-or-treating.
In a couple of days.
Yes. We are going to be astronauts. Galileo, is she going to be the sun?
So we have a couple of options.
Or is she going to be...
She's going to change outfits probably a couple times throughout the day.
Oh, the Nanette. She is currently rolling in her crib.
Go on, Daddy. She loves you. Did you sing to her?
I did. I also did a little dance with her. And that calmed her down. She like basically fell asleep immediately as soon as her head touched my shoulder.
Touch. Well, my whole thing is like human babies, we're mammals. And we are humans, and humans used to live outside. And no mammal would leave their baby 300, 400 feet away from them at night to sleep alone.
I don't even think most lizards do that.
Yeah, who are not mammals. Yeah. So it's difficult,
Arachnids.
Like going back and forth.
Do you think arachnids do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fish do it.
Yeah, fish also have a 10-second memory at best. So.
Like, where did my ex go? Like Finding Nemo, like Dory. Dory.
Yeah, pretty much. How did Dory even know her own name?
Well, because she has procedural memory.
That's right.
She doesn't have a long-term memory. Long-term.
Oh, it's long-term? I thought it was short-term.
No, she has short-term. She has 10 seconds. All right, long-term. She can't convert the short-term memory into long form.
Yeah. Finding Nemo.
At least that was my clinical analysis of Finding Nemo.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you were like 9?
I think it came out way after I was 9.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Google, when did Finding Nemo come out?
In the United States of America, Finding Nemo was released on May 30th, 2003.
I was 13, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was your aunt? Your aunt was saying that Alexa liked to watch this one movie, and they were like, can we watch something different? And your mom and her dad were like, no, what if she wakes up?
I don't know. She loved the Teletubbies.
Oh, it was Shrek. I'm pretty sure it was Shrek.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was Shrek.
Yeah, we watched that probably, I don't know, a dozen times.
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's funny because, back in the day, like you would watch movies a lot more. You'd watch them like 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Because there was a limited supply. You had to get in a car and drive to your local Blockbuster.
Or Redbox.
Or video theater. Redbox wasn't around yet. Okay, Redbox had a very short...
We were 13.
No, it was not.
Definitely.
Redbox didn't come out until we were like 18.
No.
Hey, Google, when was Redbox founded?
2002.
Oh.
Really?
12. Maybe not where you were in Idaho.
They weren't like widespread. Redboxes
Maybe
were.
not in Idaho.
I feel like Redboxes didn't
I love Idaho.
didn't really come out until because now people are gonna be all the people in the Idaho chat like what you gotta say about Idaho.
My husband is from Idaho. My beautiful
all
nieces
1 million
are born in Idaho. I like Idaho. I do.
It's a very small state. Hey Google, what's the population of Idaho?
Population for Idaho was 1,939,033, and because of its large size and relatively small population, Idaho remains one of the most rural states in the nation.
I was pretty close.
You were. You know, this is actually like a live reenactment of the night before our wedding when we were like asking Google all the questions about marriage statistics and all of that. And
Yeah.
basically, Google was like, don't do it. But we did it anyway. So, Galley Girl, she has a couple of different outfits, and I might put her in one earlier, like tomorrow for fun. She has an astronaut outfit, and it's like purple, and it has stars on it, and it has a little jetpack. Very cute. She's ready to fly away. I ordered some little star clips to put in her hair and mine. We can put one in yours too if you want.
Yeah.
Asher and Blythe will also be astronauts. We are a family of space explorers. And then she has a sun costume. So cute because she's the freaking sun. And then randomly, a little lamb because I saw it and it was really cute and I bought it.
So you have 3 costumes.
I think tomorrow I'll put her in one and then maybe the day after.
Yeah.
And then, so maybe she'll be like the lamb tomorrow, the sun the next day, and then on Halloween, an astronaut. So we're excited. Holidays are honestly just already more special.
Yeah, we decorated the house a little bit. I feel like
subtle. We
yeah.
have pumpkins around.
Christmas decorating is not subtle, but our Halloween decorations are very subtle.
Yeah. We have a cute skeleton on the front
think,
door. We have some Halloween lights outside on the front.
If we didn't have so much going on, I would love to deck our house out in spooky stuff. But I feel like this year, this was a good...
Yeah, it's subtle. I appreciate the subtleness.
I would like.
I don't want to
like
come downstairs and be like scared of my own house.
Maybe we should do that for a podcast episode.
What?
We just decorate the whole place and like get a bunch of spooky stuff and we can have like a fog machine come in. We could come in with our costumes. Let's do a podcast.
Like a reel.
Let's do our podcast for our costumes. Okay, but I want a fog machine.
Okay, maybe you get one. We'll do it.
Or maybe we can just get some dry ice.
Okay, probably dry ice.
Yeah. One time I carried dry ice all the way to the top of a mountain.
Why?
In Tahoe.
Why?
If you put dry ice in like a Coke bottle, it'll create a big explosion.
You just wanted to have an explosion on top of a mountain?
I don't know. There was so little dry ice by the time that we got to the top.
It didn't even work.
It was I don't know why. I was like 19.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's talk about, first of all, 6 months of Galileo has been heaven. We adore her. I don't really know if I believe in sleep training. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. We're trying to not let her cry it out. It's hard. I don't want her to feel abandoned. I just don't know if it's normal to have your baby not sleep with you.
Well, she is sleeping with us, just not during the night. Like she's taking naps with you.
Yeah, it's hard because like it's not really probably great for her schedule. Like her to be able to sleep independently probably benefits her at the end of the day. It's just hard to know what to do.
Yeah, I think the ultimate thing is that for me, with my decision making about it, it's looking at how it's affected you. And when we were co-sleeping, you were more exhausted and you were very, very sleep deprived. And I feel like how well rested we are each day affects how much we can show up for her and how much we can be for her and how well we can provide for her.
Yeah, there's definitely value in sleep training. It's just her cry is something insane to me. And I just don't want her to feel like if she cries, we won't come. People are like, oh, babies manipulate. It's like they're babies. They're literally babies.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only way they can communicate with you.
She does that little fake cough.
Yeah. She did that this morning when she was smacking me in the face.
It's like,
It's cute. She's testing out. She knows that gets our attention. So she's testing out, like, how do I communicate? Like, it's so adorable. And she knows what milk means. She'll do the milk. And if I'm like, you want milk, here, do it to me. She'll touch it. But if she doesn't want it, she won't touch it.
oh, really?
You didn't know that? Yeah. She's sitting up pretty much by herself.
Yeah.
She's up on her knees. She's like ready to start crawling any second.
And she takes that spoon. She has mastered using a spoon.
Yeah,
now.
she'll like feed herself. I load it and she puts it in her mouth.
Yeah, there really wasn't much of a period, like from when we started feeding her.
Yeah. Well, she's already would put things in her mouth pretty well. Like her hand-eye coordination was pretty developed early.
So I'm just saying, from the point when we started introducing, it's not really solids, it's like liquids,
purees.
Puree, but you wouldn't call it a solid.
Yeah, you would.
Well, I know
it's not liquid.
I understand we call it a solid, but it's
like mashed potatoes. You would call a mashed potato solid, or what would you call it?
It's not you'd call it a mashed
puree. It's not liquid.
It's also not a solid.
I think.
Well, solid and liquid are pretty relevant, I mean, technically, at what point does the composition of a structure become a liquid?
Yeah, there's a melting point for things. There's a boiling point for things. I think from a scientific perspective.
But like if you were to base it off of like percentage of liquid, like it's already primarily liquid.
I don't know if it's percentage. I think it's more about the viscosity of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's basically liquid when we present it the way we have it. It's like it's like a smoothie. It's basically a smoothie, and you would call a smoothie a liquid.
I would say it's thicker than a smoothie. That's okay.
You think it's thicker than a smoothie? I think it's smoother than a smoothie.
Okay, honey.
Okay. We've been practicing swimming with her. We haven't done it in a while. It's been like a month.
We'll do it tomorrow. I was watching a video of her doing it. She loves it. I'm going to sign her up for swim classes.
We need to get her into swim classes. I want to teach her how to swim early.
So we're trying to figure out what...
She loves it, by the way.
Oh, she was so happy in the water.
Gosh,
She's
smiles.
So happy.
I let her float.
Honestly, that's another thing. She's so happy.
She's always happy.
She loves people. The minute she sees someone, she just bursts into a smile. Yes. She's the happiest little baby. Yeah. She's so happy. I love her so much.
She just brings joy everywhere she goes. Mm-hmm. But I'll hold her. I'll put my hand underneath her and let her just float in the water. Mm-hmm. And her face, she just loves it.
She's like, this is what I was like in mommy's belly. Random topic change.
It's okay.
Would 19-year-old Bliss and Zack have dated? What do you say?
I think we would have dated.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thought. I think we would not have.
We might have broke up.
Why would we have broken up?
I don't know. You would have got sick of me.
Really? You think?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been me. I wouldn't have broken up with us.
Oh. I don't know. 19-year-old Bliss is very different than 30-year-old Bliss. 35.
Did you say 38?
30. I said 30. And then I was like, wait, I'm not 30. 30. And the 30-year-old, 34, 35. We met when we were 32. When I was 32. You just turned 32. It's a very different person than 19-year-old Bliss.
I literally had just turned 32 when we met.
Yeah. Well,
we
met and then you turned 32.
I was 31 when we met.
I know, you're so young for me. I usually date like 7 years older and you're 7 months younger.
7 months younger.
You little baby. I'm such a cradle robber, man.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that so let me like paint you a picture. 19-year-old Bliss, I was like super insecure. I was way more quiet. I had way more social anxiety. I was mean, especially to guys I liked. And I was annoyed and I would get embarrassed so easily.
Well, I was loud, boisterous, and unaware. So I think that I wouldn't even have noticed. You'd have been mean and I would have just been like,
oh no, you would know.
Baby, I don't think so.
I don't think it would have
I had
worked,
pretty
baby.
thick-
I think I would have been so embarrassed.
I had pretty thick skin.
No, not that your feelings would be hurt. Just who wants to be with someone who's mean? I honestly, I don't think it would have worked. We were not meant to meet at that time. We were meant to meet
Probably
at
not.
the time that we met at, because
But we did have a common friend.
we did have a common friend.
Yeah, and we didn't even know it.
We didn't even know it. So my roommate, my sophomore year, her best friend, who would come to visit a lot, went to U of I,
Yeah.
where you went, and was on the Senate with you.
Student government.
Yeah, and she would literally come to Gonzaga and visit me. Or not me, visit her friend, my roommate, and she would literally stay with us.
Yeah, fun story. When we both ran for the Senate for the first time, student government Senate.
Not the United States government Senate
No.
at 19 years old.
No plans for that. When we both ran, one of my roommates, who was also in the student government, came. He said that all the candidates that were running, he asked everyone to sing the Vandal fight song, our school fight song, because he thought school spirit was something important in a student government official. and I were the only ones who could sing it from memory. I was so proud of that.
Oh, you said her name.
Yeah, I can still sing it. That's okay. We can bleep that out.
Okay.
Came a tribe from the north, brave and bold.
Go, Gonzaga,
Bearing banners of
G-O-N-Z-A-G-A.
silver
Go,
and gold.
Gonzaga, G-O-N-Z-A-G-A.
Tried and true to
Go,
subdue all their
Gonzaga,
foes.
G-O-N-Z-A-G-A.
Go Vandals, go mighty Vandals. Come on and go, Vandals, go. Fight on with hearts brave and bold. Your foes will fall before your silver and your U of I. The victory cannot be withheld from thee. So all bear down for Idaho. Come on, you Vandals, let's go.
That's so long. Oh, it's still going.
A-H-O. Idaho, Idaho, go, go, go. Came a tribe from the north, brave and bold. Let's go.
Imagine if Washington had that Washington. W-A-S-H-I-N-G-T-O-N.
Look, you know what? My school, we may not have had the best football team. We may not have the best
You had a
basketball
football team?
We did.
You had a basketball team?
we do. We had and have the best fight song in all 50 states.
Wow. That's quite the statement.
That is a fact.
Really? Where did
Yes.
you find this factual information?
You can survey anyone,
No.
and it's a well-documented fact that
okay.
the Idaho Vandals have the greatest fight song of all time.
Oh my gosh. I'm so honestly honored to bask in the presence of your school pride.
What school do you think Galileo's going to go to?
I don't know. I just am like so...
Will there even be colleges by the time she's
Yeah, there'll probably still be colleges. Will people be going to them a lot? I don't know.
20 years from now?
Not
And the-
20, 18.
I'm just saying, okay, relatively
Yeah, okay,
close
sure.
to 20.
Sorry, yeah.
17 years, 6 months from now, Galileo is going to be living in a world of artificial intelligence where learning is going to look so different than it currently does. And I don't know. I feel like universities are kind of an archaic structure as they are. If you look at the history of universities and some of the mechanisms of the institutions, they were a method of protecting their aristocracies and keeping a division of
Classes.
yeah, I mean, it's keeping a division of people who had access to knowledge, right?
Privilege.
Controlling literacy, controlling who could be
Influence.
educated, and it was
Right, and therefore influence
and it was
society.
related to blood, right? Like were you connected to the royals? And I think it's still maybe not in the same way.
It's more accessible, but definitely not.
Is it? You know, when you think about
yeah, it's more accessible, but is it accessible to the level it should be? Absolutely not.
what I'm saying is it actually more accessible? Because if you
Yeah, you go into debt a lot.
from when, right? It's probably less accessible now than it was 30 years ago.
In regards to the cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is wild when you think technologically. There's so many tools that make it so easy for education. You can literally have classes live streamed. And yeah, there's a difference between being in the class, having a personal relationship with the professor, but I feel like you can get at least 70%
Mhm.
70% from online learning
Totally.
that you could get from sitting in a traditional classroom. And then you take in AI and you think about how that could be used for tutoring and trying to, using large language models to have conversations about topics. I don't see the modern university structure as it currently sits surviving.
Yeah, and I think maybe it shouldn't be sit as it is. I think change needs to happen within all of that. But I think it's going to be exciting that that education and rather knowledge is more and more and more accessible to people. I think that's beautiful. Back to 19-year-old Bliss and 19-year-old Zack, because I find this topic very interesting. How would you have approached me?
Probably would have asked you to dance.
So we're like in a coffee shop and you're like, do you want to dance?
Oh, if we were in a coffee shop, I'd probably sit down. Depending, okay, 19-year-old, I had like no
Game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say game. It was like a big learning curve that happened when I went to college,
Okay, fine.
like socialization.
We'll say 20-year-old Zack and 20-year-old Bliss.
Okay, 20-year-old Zack, if we were at a coffee shop, I probably would just sit down and start talking to you.
20-year-old Bliss would have given you the dirtiest look.
And I would have
And
just
been
kept
like,
going.
I'm busy.
Like,
Like, what do you want?
oh, what are you doing?
You really would have kept going.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'd be like, I have to go, probably. Like, I was so bitchy and so insecure.
I think I would have looked you right in the eyes and I'd said hi and you would have smiled.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I would have been mean. Maybe we would have. I don't think so though. I really don't. I think you were a little too much and I was a little too less.
What does that even mean?
Like the people we are now, when we met and fell in love, you're a little more tempered, right? You're a little more chill. You're maybe not as gregarious or as you're like, what? Yes, I am. You're not, you have a little more subtlety.
Mm,
Do you agree with that?
a little.
A little. And I have a lot more self-confidence. And I would literally do anything to avoid anyone looking at me. Like I remember I was on an airplane one time and I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. But if I go to the bathroom, everyone's going to look at me when I walk down the aisle to go to the bathroom. That was how crippling it was. Like I wanted to just blend right in. And
I was like the exact opposite.
And I think the fact that you were so opposite, like you were so center of attention and loud, it would have like repelled me.
I opposite in the sense that, so like, whereas you were so aware and maybe hyper, like to the point that wasn't even accurate, right? Like thinking that people were staring at you that weren't.
No, they were.
Okay, everyone, 100%.
Maybe not everyone.
That's my point. Is like maybe
I didn't think everyone was. It was enough.
But you were just some random person you were worried about.
Mm-hmm. It's just more like I just didn't want attention. That little girl, that young woman, was like a sad young woman who I'm really glad that I've evolved from that. But
I'm glad you evolved from that.
Anyway, I'm just saying that's how I'm trying to give you an example of how intense it was. Yeah. And because you loved being center of attention.
No, that's what I was going to say. It was not that I loved being the center of the attention. I think that for me, I was just unaware. And that's the opposite, right? It's not loving. That's the opposite. It's like your
unawareness would have repelled me.
you are aware and I am unaware. That's the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Like loving it is not technically the opposite.
It's just more like you were just doing you and that's just what happened. You were just doing you.
Yeah.
I think that would have repelled me though.
Probably.
It would have been like oil and water and I would have been like, no freaking way.
I don't think so.
You're so cute.
I think you would have just, baby, I think you'd have been frustrated for sure. You'd have been like, yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll never know for sure. But you think we would have gotten together and I'm like pretty sure we wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think we probably would have.
Just sitting down. There were no pods, so we didn't like connect before we met.
I'm just saying, I think that if we would have sat down, I think you would still feel the same chemistry the moment we sat down in a room together.
So you think that the chemistry that we had was...
No, I'm saying that I think that if we sat down that you would feel the chemistry even me being the immature 19 or 20-year-old boy that I was, I think that our chemistry would still be there.
Even though I'm basically a different person.
And I was basically a different person.
I don't know.
But like,
it's
I
so
think
interesting that we have different opinions about
the
this.
core of who we are, though. I think the attraction would have still been there. I think
maybe the physical attraction.
Yeah, like let me
but
ask
that's
this:
not enough to make a relationship
what were the
work.
type of guys? Because what you're describing were the type of girls that I dated, right?
Okay. See, yeah,
like that was like
I wasn't like my high school boyfriend was not loud. He was very.
I didn't ask about high school. I asked about college.
Well, actually, didn't have a boyfriend in college.
Okay. Well, it's because you didn't meet me.
No, but like the guys I would date, they were not like you. I would have thought you were cute for sure. But I don't know. Cute isn't enough, baby. I would have been like, he's going to embarrass me every moment of my life. I cannot. I will die. That's pretty much probably.
No, I was rough. I was rough around the edges. It would have been hard to deal with. It was good that we met when we did.
Yeah.
I had a lot of growing that I had to get to.
Yeah. And, you know, I love every part of you because every part of you, since you were born, led you to this person that you are now. And I love all of those versions of you. But yeah, we were meant to meet when we met. If we met early and got married earlier, we would not have had Galileo. We would have had a different child, a different little soul.
Maybe so would have had Galileo. Just like
maybe. I don't know. I think she
like,
came at that perfect place and time.
Imagine we did meet when we were like 20. You know, we had like 3 kids. Okay. And then
we probably would have gotten married.
And then we come to this moment in time. And at the exact moment in time, would we have had Galileo? Or would it
You mean we had 3 kids before Galileo?
Yeah, would that have like we're going back, changing the timeline, and then
I feel like Galileo was always meant to be in my life. Like her soul in particular. So maybe she would have found her way to us.
Yeah.
It's possible, but probably not. If you don't believe in fate, then no. If you believe in fate, then yes. If she was always meant to be us no matter what the situation, then yes. I don't know though. I don't know. But I think it's interesting to think that. We probably would have gotten married when we were like 25, 26. Had our first baby maybe 28, 29.
I feel like we would have got, if we met when we were 20, I would have proposed to you by like 22.
I think I would have waited.
23.
Your brain with I would have waited, I think, till I was 25.
Would you have turned me down if I proposed to you at 23?
No.
Oh.
We just would have had like a long engagement.
Yeah.
Which is fine at that age. What our wedding have been like if we got married?
Not as cool.
What?
No way.
I thought you were gonna say it was gonna be awesome. Equally as awesome.
Why would I say that? We had literally the coolest wedding we could have asked for. I don't know. Like
no, I loved our wedding.
You think our wedding in our 20s would have been better than the wedding that we had in front of that mountain?
I would have made us wait to get married because like I'm a bougie bitch. Like
okay, I don't think so.
I would have been like, look, this wedding's got to be fancy.
It could have been fancy. I still don't think it would have been cooler than the wedding we had.
Not that it would have been cooler, just different. I remember I kept telling them, I'm like, okay, do we need to get more flowers? They're probably like, Bliss, you're insane. We have so many flowers. It was perfect.
There were a lot of flowers.
I loved it.
The mountain was amazing.
Oh, it was gorgeous. It was so cold, but it was beautiful. Remember your grandpa was like, if I knew that it was gonna be that cold, I would have worn long johns.
Grandpa Charlie.
Yeah. I'm like, Grandpa Charlie, me too. I should have had long johns under my dress because it was cold. It was so cold, but it was so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They do well by us with the weddings. They're so gorgeous. I think that we would have, if we met when we were younger, I could have met your mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You could have been a little bit more involved in my younger siblings, lives, kind of being around when they were being raised, and I could have been around more for Alexa, We were just meant to meet now. Final question. If you told your 19-year-old self, hey, Zach, you're going to go on Netflix, the thing where they mail in the DVD.
I'm like,
no,
what?
It's where you mail in
I
the
know,
DVD.
I remember.
And
I did not have a
you're going to get married and you're going to fall in love with someone that you've never seen or multiple people that you've never seen. And then you're going to get proposed twice. And then you're going to get married to one of them. And you're going to literally, that's how you're going to get married.
What? What?
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's such a wild story.
I would literally be like, Bliss, you're a liar. There's no way I would ever go on TV. Ever. I didn't want people looking at me at the plane. I still don't want people looking at me at the plane. But like, there's no way I would have believed me. I would not have believed me. Well, we are the luckiest to be parents to a 6-month-old galley girl. And I'm just really excited to see what she does next. And you know what? If we could time travel, we wouldn't even tell our 19-year-old selves. We just couldn't mess with the timeline and let it be so that we were able to meet. And I'm really happy we did meet in the perfect time and space that we were meant to.